Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another English lesson. I'm calling this Attack of the English, as it may be a while before we gather together again. I have to come up with new title names to keep things a little entertaining. All right. Hopefully, you'll see the theme. If not, okay. So today we are going to learn different uh, letters in the alphabet. First and second grade is going to review some directions that we talked about before, but we're going to talk about them more in the tense of like sentences. Third and fourth grade, we're continuing with our conjugation. That's a big word, just means past tense, present tense, future tense, that sort of thing. Um, and we're looking at past, simple past, and past progressive today. Fifth and sixth grade, we're going to talk about directional movement. So we talked about, um, like asking for directions before, and some of this was probably used in that last lesson, but now we're focusing on the actual just movement itself. It's going to be actually a really short day. So, all right, you gonna learn today. Kindergarten. Okay, just every time we should always review the full alphabet, okay? So, if you remember before, I'm going to go through it and follow along as I say the letters and say them with me if you can. Okay? Are you ready? Let's go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And now again for the small letters, the lowercase as they're called, we just did the uppercase. This is the lowercase, little letter, little A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay. All right. Very good, everyone. Now we're going on to our next slide. I hope you remember the letters that we covered last week. We're going to look at those. Okay, so let's review letters from last week. We had words to go with each letter. On this side, we have some letters, and on this side, we have pictures that should remind us of words that match with each of the letters, okay? So what I want to do is I want to give you guys some time to match the words with the right letter that they start with, okay? So banana, banana is the first one. Banana. Elephant, elephant. Frog. Cat, cat. Apple, apple. Dog, dog. Okay, so let's match the picture with the right letter that the word starts with. That's the picture should remind us of. Okay, so I'll do one for you. C. Where does C go? What starts with k, k, k? Oh, I know. Cat. Cat. Cat starts with the letter C. Okay. All right. So I'm going to erase this so you don't have to look at all of that. And I'll give you some time to go through and match every single one of them. And I'll even throw in a little cheat sheet here. Voila. Okay, so banana, we can see the word right here. If we can recognize the first letter in that word, then it will tell us which letter on the left side, which letter over here we need to use based off of a word we see right here. And this is banana. Okay? All right, so I'll give you some time to do that. Feel free to pause the video because I'm about to give the answers. All right, so B, banana starts with B. Elephant, elephant. Well, we see the E over here and we hear that sound. Elephant starts with E. Frog, frog. Frog starts with F. Cat, cat starts with k. C. A, A starts with apple. Apple starts with A, excuse me. And dog, dog. Dog starts with D. Okay? All right. Hopefully you got all of those. If not, that's okay. It's a learning process. All right. Okay, so we're covering letter G today. Letter G has a big letter and a small letter. This is big letter G. This is small letter G. Letter G says g, g, g. G, g, g. It can make other sounds, but for now we'll just worry about g, g, g. Okay? It says words like gold, gold. Look at that. Next, we have letter H. Letter H has a big letter and a small letter. Letter H says Letter H can also be combined with other words or used in ways to make different sounds, but for now we'll just worry about Letter H says words like horse, horse. Letter I. Letter I has a big letter and a small letter. In this font, letter I looks like L, but we won't, lowercase l, but we won't worry about that. If we wanted to make I more distinguishable, what we would need to do is just do that. Okay, so that's what a big, proper, big letter I looks like. Okay? All right, letter I says I, and it says words like ink, ink. All right? Okay, now we have letter J. Letter J has a big letter and a small letter. Big letter J, small letter J. My name, Jeff, starts with letter J. Okay, and J also says words like jungle, jungle. Okay, and now we have letter K. Letter K says k, a lot like C, but it's used in different ways. Okay, but it makes the same sound as C. There's a big letter K and a small letter K. Letter K says words like kangaroo, kangaroo. Letter L says words like lemon, lemon. Did you hear the sound there? Letter L says l, l. All right, and it's got a big letter and a small letter. And as we see, as I mentioned before, small letter L can sometimes look like big letter I. So just be aware of that. But they're used in different ways, so you'll be able to understand when you get there. Okay, next we have letter M. Letter M says mmm, mmm. I just ate something really good. It's good. All right, letter M says words like money, money. All right, okay. I think that's it for today's lesson. Please feel free to review these sounds and words and letters, and I will see you next week. First and second grade, today we're going to look at directions and sentences that use those directions in a clear context, okay? So this is some review because we talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago, but this sentence here, the cat is in front of the door. We have a picture showing the cat is in front of the door. Okay, that's not a very good arrow. In front of the door. All right. And on this sentence over here, the sofa is next to the table. The sofa or couch is next to the table. And there's also a table back here, and we could say that the sofa is next to this table too, but it's not right next to it. This table is closer. Okay? All right. So that should jog your memory a little bit on things we talked about in a previous lesson. I also want to work with you guys to match some directions to sentences that would make sense. So we're going to fill in the blank with the right word on the left-hand side, okay? So we can do that. That's not a very good color for this slide. We can do that by reading the slide with with every word to see if it makes sense, okay? So look up, the sun is, let's try, under your head? No, maybe not. On this sentence, look on the floor. Maybe your toy is above the table. Well, if it's above the table, is it floating in the air? That doesn't make sense. Look at your hand. Your fingers are next to each other. That could make sense. Next to could work here. Okay, so think about that. See if you can fill in the blanks. And I'll show you what the right answer should be for each one. Okay, so above the sun, look up, the sun is above your head. Look on the floor, maybe your toy is under the table. Under the table, see? That word just went under the sentence. All right, look at your hand. Your fingers are next to each other. Next to each other. Unless you're holding your hand in a strange way or putting your fingers in a strange way, they should be, for the most of the time, next to each other. Okay? All right. So we've seen these pictures before, and I've blacked out the words underneath them. So now you can match which direction goes with which side. Do you remember? Between, if something is between something, it's between two objects. If something is to the right of an object, it's to the right. If we remember our rights and lefts, to the left of, to the left of an object. In front of, well, we saw the cat was in front of the door, so we should know what in front of is. And next to is like to the right of or to the left of, but it's not very specific. Behind is behind something, and on top of is uh, on something. So I'll give you some time to match those words with their pictures, okay? All right. So I'm going to start. If you need more time, pause the video. Between. This apple is between. And maybe if you need an example to see what you need to do, go ahead and pause the video now. All right. To the right of. To the right of. The green chair is to the right of the table. Remember, our rights and lefts change with how we're looking at something, but since we're looking at the screen straight on and how we see the table and the chairs, this green chair is to the right of. However, the red chair is to the left of the table. To the left of the table. Okay. This apple is in front of the book. This apple is behind the book. This apple here is on top of the book, and this apple is next to the book. And then this apple over here, do you know what it is? It's not in the word bank, but we talked about it already. I'll try to write it with a pen. It's under the table. All right. Okay. I think that's all we have for today, first and second grade. I just want to review those directions with you. It's been 2 weeks since we talked about them, and they are kind of hard phrases to remember. And there's a lot of them. All right. So have a great week. Third and fourth grade. So we've been talking about progressive tenses. Last week we talked about future progressive. Now I want to focus on past and how you can use the progressive tense in the past, because it's kind of strange to do that. Once we know simple past, why would we use a progressive past also? Well, hopefully I'll be able to explain that. Here's a simple past sentence. I went to the store. A progressive past sentence with some simple past in the sentence. Yesterday, at that time is something that happened. So it's kind of simple past. And yesterday, we know that it's in the past. I was going, there's a progressive past. We have two different tenses kind of in the same sentence. A lot of times, progressive past is useful when we're telling a story. If we're telling a story and we want to bring people into the moment, yesterday I was going to the store when I saw a cat. Yesterday I was going to the store when a car drove right in front of me and almost ran me over. I'm telling a story. But if I just say, I went to the store, I saw a cat, well, I don't know if you saw the cat at the store or as you were going to the store. Um, it's not as clear and it doesn't work very well for telling stories. I ate noodles and meat in Guangzhou Market. That's a simple uh, past tense sentence. I actually did go to Guangzhou Market in Seoul, and I did have some salkuksu, and I had some, I think, morigogi, ox's head, and this is an okay sentence, but maybe a past progressive or progressive past sentence would look like this. I was eating noodles and meat in Guangzhou Market when a motorcycle drove right behind me. Okay. It's sort of open air. There are delivery motorcycles going through here. I didn't get a picture of the motorcycle in this photo, but uh, it was fine. It was just a little surprising that there was maybe no space between Me sitting down eating my food and people driving. All right. So now for some more examples of simple past. I ran to the subway and I saw a pig. Well, did I see a pig in the subway? Did I see it as I was running to the subway? It's not quite as clear, and it's kind of boring. It's less interesting of a sentence. I was running to the subway station and I saw a pig. So this tells me that as I was running, I saw a pig. It doesn't really say where I saw the pig, but it does tell me that I was seeing, it should tell the person reading or hearing the sentence that I saw a pig while I was doing it, while I was running. You talked to people in the coffee shop and they told you they were from Canada. So in this kind of sense, like it's assumed that there's an ongoing conversation, but it isn't really clear. It sounds more like I talked and then they talked, as opposed to a past progressive sentence would be you were talking to the people in the coffee shop and they told you that they were from Canada. So as I was talking to them, they told me. All right, let's try to make some sentences of our own. And I'm going to give you the tools to make a past simple sentence and past progressive sentences and with some examples. Okay, so when we're doing that, we need a topic like I or you or something like that, a simple past verb like ran or ate, um, a subject or object, um, something that the subject can be something that the topic can be talking about, like I ran to the store, and a connecting word, and I, another new topic or same topic, um, bought, paid for with money, uh, I bought a newspaper. Okay, that's one example. I swam to Japan where I ate sushi. Kind of ridiculous sentence. But where is the connecting word here? Just like and was in what I said. So a topic can be I, you, name of a person, dog, whatever. A past simple verb, ran, ate, hugged, talked, etc. A lot of words get ed added to them. Ed, hugged, talked. Ran and ate are kind of exceptions. And then we also need a subject, location or object, other person, or you could be talking about yourself. You can use the word I, right? Okay, so for a past progressive with a simple past, so we're going to kind of combine those two sentences, um, be a topic, a past progressive verb like I, and then when we're using past, we almost always are going to use was or were. Um, and then some verb ing. I was running. They were running. Were is good for plural personification, if you will. So they were, you wouldn't say they was running, they were running, right? And kind of the same makeup. We need another subject to be talking about. I was running to the store, new topic, or the same topic, and you saw me, something like that. One example, going back with the same theme of the last sentence, I was swimming to Japan and I ate sushi. This is a little different because it sounds like as I was swimming, I was eating sushi in the ocean. Maybe that's kind of like a joke or something, like I was raw fish were getting into my mouth, but uh, you get the idea. There's a topic, past progressive verb, subject, and I will give you guys some time to create your sentences. Have fun creating your sentences. Make really wacky, funny sentences. It doesn't have to be boring, but get pen and paper and practice your writing and then say that sentence out loud. And if you need to review, please rewind the video or pause here. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Fifth and sixth grade, we're talking about directional movements. We talked about movements before, but I don't think we were very clear in, how someone can move and in which direction. So uh, we had to go through a maze, and I might have used these words. Let's clarify what these words mean and how they can be used. So forward. Right now, you should probably be facing forward. You probably shouldn't be turning your head and looking to your side. You should be facing forward and looking at your computer, hopefully. Most of the time when you're walking forward. I walked forward. That's a sentence that you can say. Um, Similar to this, and you'll hear this a lot in direction, is the word towards or toward. And the difference between these two is just England and America. So I think America likes to use towards and England likes to use toward. I kind of like the sound of England's better, but uh, it kind of depends on the sentence, I think, in which case I like to use one or the other. But they're interchangeable, and grammatically, there's no distinguishable difference between the two. So you can use towards or toward. It's just a difference versus American English and English English. So I walked toward the door. Backward. This is rewinding your movement. So like if you're walking backward, you might slip and fall. Um, you don't move backwards a lot. Um, Sometimes I like to pedal backwards on a bicycle to exercise different muscles. But I still move forwards when I'm pedaling back on a bicycle. Related phrase, a lot of times you'll hear this more than move backwards, uh, turn around or turn back. Uh, in a sense, it might be you're going the wrong way, turn around. Turn around and look at the desk, might be a direction. If you're looking for something and maybe you're looking in the wrong place and someone across the room sees you looking for something, they know what you're looking for, they might say, turn around and look at the desk. Okay? To the side. Moving to the side. Moving to the side might be referred to as lateral movement. We see this a lot of times in sports. This boy here is moving to the side, okay? So he is moving laterally side to the side, to his left. Um, from our perspective, it's the right, uh, to catch a ball, probably. He's got his eyes up. He's moving to the side, and he's going to catch a ball maybe out here. Okay, diagonal. Diagonal. You've probably heard this word before, but diagonal movement is something we do. His leg actually in this picture is moving a little bit diagonally. Moving directly to the side is kind of unusual and kind of unnatural for us to do. But if you see his leg right here is actually moving diagonally. His leg is doing a diagonal line. Okay? And he's stepping diagonally from his original spot. His original spot was here. Okay? All right, so let's review some of these words that we learned today. Can we match the picture or directional arrow to the right word? Um, so I'll give you guys some time to do that, and then I will show you the answers. All right, so go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, so I'm actually going to start from the bottom. Diagonal. These are diagonal lines. We just saw those. Backwards. This guy is looking backwards. Forward, while we're seeing her from the side, she is looking forwards. And to the right, from our perspective, this arrow is facing right, and this arrow is pointing left. Okay. All right, everyone. So that was probably an easier day. Not as detailed as before, but hopefully you will be equipped to use these words in sentences and feel more comfortable when you hear them. All right. So have a great week, everyone. Enjoy this lovely weather. Continue to stay healthy and well, and hopefully I will see you in person soon. All right. Be blessed. Bye.